What's good, guys? You're here with Nate. This is Crossbeats Production, and thank you for tuning in. I want to share with you guys a tip of the week. This is a series I want to create on a regular basis, so hopefully give you guys a tip every single week that I produce content for this channel. This tip is about getting a more full mix and hearing a mid-centric mix. So mainly I'm going to be doing a lot of this inside of Studio One, but this applies... Hang on a sec, my cat's just at the door. What do you want? Okay, so this applies to... Cat was just banging at the door. So this is generally around the master bus phase of the mix. So it doesn't have to be, it could be inside of each individual channel if you wanted to chase it that way. But I personally would like to, on my mixes, I just go to the final bus if I feel like something's lacking in the full mix. It just makes sense to me to go to the final bus and try and figure out if it's there or not. So in this mixing tip, I want to share with you guys two ways I achieve it. So one could be EQ and the other could be distortion or harmonics, in the sense of adding harmonics. So harmonics could be, for example, this plugin here, which is Ozone Advanced. This is an exciter that Ozone have created. I really like this one because it's a multi-band exciter, so you can use the low-end frequencies, the mid-range, top, whatever you want inside of that. Or, for example, this EQ, the Moog EQ, it doesn't have to be this EQ, but I choose this EQ because it has a set frequency at 160 and 650. These two frequencies kind of sit a lot in the mid-range frequency, and they could be beneficial to kind of increase or decrease whether or not you need to sort out that part of your mix. So I'll play the track without any of it on there, and then I'll go in there and I'll mess with some of the stuff and see if it helps or makes it worse, whatever happens there. So let's go. Let's play the track.
Finds escape for a pain, heart full of stone. Tried religion, but they judge and left her all alone. Now she feels empty, turn to drugs to suppress the pain. Ain't no sunshine when it pours, tears fall like rain. But it gets better, hold your head, cause you gon' see the light. Joy comes in the morning through the darkest nights. The vibe that wants to put you back together again. Open your heart and let the healer begin, cause you're his masterpiece.
Alright, so you can hear the track. It's quite a good static mix. There's not too much happening here, to be honest, other than a few bits of EQ and compression. As I was speaking about before, I like to get the right sounds and kind of work with the right stuff first, to the best of my ability. If I can't, then obviously you have to do what you can. But I've got some compression on the Vox here, so the vocal, and some EQ boosting or cutting, depending on what I've got there. So this particular main Vox, I've got a bit of a boost here at the mids. That really worked for the vocals. So mainly there's not a whole lot happening here yet. It might change depending on what I do with the mix in the end, but for the moment you can hear how it sounds, and that's minimal sort of stuff on the final on the mix there. So we've got some final stuff here on the master bus, which is where I want to try and chase this harmonic sort of stuff. So we'll try and figure out what happens with that and see how it sounds if I add some EQ or harmonics to the master bus. So we'll activate the plugin, and the way we're going to work this is we'll work around with the 160 or the 650 and see if adding that or taking away there helps the harmonics of the mid-range frequency. Let's play.
Finds escape for a pain, heart full of stone. Tried religion, but they judge and left her all alone. Now she feels empty, turn to drugs to suppress the pain. Ain't no sunshine when it pours, tears fall like rain. But it gets better, hold your head, cause you gon' see the light. Joy comes in the morning through the darkest nights. The vibe that wants to put you back together again. Open your heart and let the healer begin, cause you're his masterpiece.
Now you can hear how the track just became fuller, and it sounded like everything was kind of sounding correctly in the track then, just by adding literally like 1 dB of EQ at the 160 and then 0.5 at the 650. So that's one way of doing it. You don't have to do it this way. Obviously adding EQ, if you're adding decibels to it, or harmonics, if you're doing the harmonics way, it may increase the final volume of the track, so you can actually attenuate here on this particular plugin if I wanted to. So if I reduced it by 1 dB just to see what it sounds like.
Finds escape for a pain, heart full of stone. Tried religion, but they judge and left her all alone. Now she feels empty, turn to drugs to suppress the pain. Ain't no sunshine.
Now it's kind of level match. It doesn't have to be level match, and I think that's something that people get deceived whether or not you have to level match or you don't. Sometimes you don't have to level match. Sometimes it's purely just adding stuff to the track to make it sound better, and that's part of the dynamics of the track. You don't necessarily have to level match every single thing you do or every single choice you make. It doesn't have to be level match. So that's one way of doing it. So let's leave that on there and see if I can add some harmonics in this particular plugin as well. I'll just reset it so it's back to the default. and we'll work from there. So this is the Ozone Harmonics Exciter plugin. We'll activate it, and let's see if it can give us some additional harmonics. If we need it, we may not. Let's play it.
Finds escape for a pain, heart full of stone. Try religion, but they judge and left her all alone. Now she feels empty, turn to drugs to suppress the pain. Ain't no sunshine when it pours, tears fall like rain. But it gets better, hold your head.
All right, so we've got the triode mode in here. This is a multi-band harmonics exciter, so it allows you to use individual bands to do it, or you can minus all of these bands out and just do one full solid band. I can go through all of these different ones and just kind of choose what sounds right to my ear. I'll just try tape because I know tape's kind of the vibe that I want to go for, possibly on this mix, so we'll just try that.
Finds escape for a pain, heart full of stone. Try religion, but they judge and left her all alone. Now she feels empty, turn to drugs to suppress the pain. Ain't no sunshine when it pours, tears fall like rain. But it gets better, hold your head, cause you gon' see the light. Joy comes in the morning through the darkest nights. The vibe that wants to put you back.
Now you can kind of hear even that, adding a little bit of harmonics, a little bit of EQ to the master bus. It really helped the mix sound more full and solid. I'm just going to check it in the headphones as well because I want to see what that sounds like in these, and we'll work from there as well. So right now I'm listening through my monitors. I'll check the headphones as well.
Finds escape for a pain, heart full of stone. Try religion, but they judge and left her all alone. Now she feels empty, turn to drugs to suppress the pain. Ain't no sunshine when it pours, tears fall like rain. But it gets better, hold your head, cause you gon' see the light. Joy comes in the morning.
Now, I think that sounds quite good. That's something you may or may not stick with. It really depends. You could set that and see how the artist feels about it if you're working directly with the artist, or if it's your own track and you're just trying to figure out where you want the harmonics to sit. Get the track and then compare it against another track, for example, a really well mixed track that you know that sounds good. And if it sounds like you want it to sound, then go for it. But this is just a good way of getting some of the mid-range, like the bass and all that sort of stuff, to really come up in the mix and make it sound more full and just make it sound like more of a record rather than just, I guess, some sort of a semi-mixed track. So hopefully you guys like this tip. I'll do more of these every single week. I'm going to try and get a tip out to you guys, and it'll be mainly in Studio One like I was mentioning, but hopefully it'll be useful for you in any DAW that you use, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.